So we're back trying this again, and this time I believe I can't just go bouncing around, and that's the problem. So we're just gonna go in the NBA app. So everyone come up to the stream. Again, everyone come up to the stream. So we're just gonna do some NBA talk. So wasn't that insane? Not last night. Last night the Heat beat the Bucks, but the Bucks just put on a show the night before, and the Bass Boosted channel. If you're unsubscribing, I just ask. You're entitled to your opinion, but I think that's utterly rude. That I'm just doing something that you told me to do, and then you're unsubscribing. But anyways, the Bucks put on a 3-point shooting show a couple nights ago, and we can make fun. So that was insane. 29 threes. I just made a video on that. But let's look at some other things. Why? I don't know what that even means. Anyways, I'm not going to acknowledge comments if they have nothing to do with what I'm doing. Okay, so as much as people want to trash on this Los Angeles Clippers team, at the end of the day, they're number one in the Western Conference. Besides that terrible loss to the Mavericks, they've been very good. The Bucks are a NBA team from Milwaukee. I'm not gonna keep answering like who's every NBA team, okay? So we have the Los Angeles Clippers. They're number one, so they've been doing really well. Again, besides that game against the Mavericks where they flopped and lost by 51, with additions of Luke Kennard, Serge Ibaka, and Nicholas Batum. And Nicholas Batum is a good player if you're not paying him $30 million. But Nicholas is a pretty good player. No, he's okay, but he's a good veteran to add to that team. But they did lose presence in Montrezl Harrell, but I think they replaced some of that by signing Serge Ibaka, so I think they're pretty good. So, other teams, Phoenix, haven't watched them yet this season. I don't think I've watched any of their highlights either, so I can't really have a big opinion on them, but they're doing well. And Sacramento's been a surprise lately when I've looked at the scores. But let's get back to Phoenix. Phoenix, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, they've been doing really well. And again, I haven't watched any of their highlights or games, really. I've seen more of the Clippers. I have not seen much of the Suns. But they seem to be meshing well. Sacramento's been a surprise, 3-1. I think before the season, I was going to release a preseason predictions video, and I had them at 14th, I believe. So the fact, maybe not there, but I definitely had them out of the playoffs. So they've been pretty impressive so far. Utah Jazz, about what you expect with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. That's just the reality of the situation. Lakers, they're 3-2, but they've looked good. Very good, I think, because Dennis Schroeder has been a very good player for them. And Trez Harrell has also been a great addition. The only thing that I've been seeing constantly on YouTube comments, and I've noticed this, is they need a rim protector. Marc Gasol, at his age, cannot do a lot. He's really in on that team to be a veteran leader. And then we have 6, New Orleans. This is really a surprise. It's early in the season, but this is a roster that could be 11th, 12th, but this is also a roster that can get to the 3rd or 4th. You don't know New Orleans. They have a big range. I see them more around that 7 to 10 area. Right now they're the 6th seed, but I think they could get to. I think their ceiling is probably the 6th seed, and their bottom's probably the 11th seed. or 12. But yeah, New Orleans has been good thus far. Brandon Ingram, Zion, JJ. They have a good team there. Portland Trailblazers. What you expect with that veteran roster and Damian Lillard, TJ McCollum. They're always going to be near the playoffs or make it. That's just, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. And then at 8 we have Minnesota. Wow, Minnesota. I would be surprised if they keep this position in the playoffs, but Anthony Edwards has been good off the bench. Cat's been out a couple games, that's been bad, but D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley played well for this team. I think you have a good team there. Then 9, you have the San Antonio Spurs, who made history last night with their first woman to be a head coach in the NBA. So that's where they made history. And overall, I don't think it's a playoff team this year, but I think in the next couple of years they could be a dangerous team with Keldon Johnson, Jacob Poeltl. I'm not sure if he'll be there, but let's focus on the main guys. DeJounte Murray, Keldon Johnson, like who I just mentioned, Lonnie Walker. They have some good players there, so team to watch. And they still have DeRozan. Let's not forget that. 10, Golden State. They won their last 2, but honestly, the record is what you would expect, but they I don't know. They had to beat the Bulls on a Damian Lee game winner, and they beat the Pistons by 10, which finally Kelly Oubre won. I think he had like 14 points, but that's not the main focus. Andrew Wiggins finally 27 points, but it was against the Pistons, so I think they'll need Draymond Green back, and I think they'll be good. So, and then we have OKC 1 and 2. Is that really a surprise? They're rebuilding. Not going to spend any time on them besides Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of their only good players. 12, Dallas. They'll probably get up into the playoff area. It's early in the season, but Dallas, good team. They just haven't had Kristaps yet, and yeah, it's basically all there is to it. They have not had Kristaps Porzingis yet. And they had that record-winning win against Clippers. Besides that, they've lost their other 3, but I think Dallas is going to be pretty good. I mean, but you can't lose by whatever they lost. 19, what was it? Yeah, 19 to the Charlotte Hornets. You can't. Again, and then we have Denver, who's 1 and 3. I think they'll clean it up with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic and make the playoffs. Not too concerned there. At 14, we have Memphis, who's 1 and 3. Not surprising because, again, John Morant got injured. And Jaren Jackson hasn't been in, so what are you going to expect? And Houston's 0 and 2. They've only played 2 games thus far, as all the other teams in the West have played. At least 3. Most of the teams have played 4, so they're 0-2, but I think they can get up there a little bit. They have a decent team down there in Houston. Christian Wood, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, and him. And Monday, we'll finally get to see John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins play, so pretty exciting for that. So, instead of the Western Conference where we went 1 through 15, the East, I think I'm going to go 15-1. So, Washington. Wow, what a disappointment we have in the Washington Wizards. They're 0-4. They should at least have 2 wins right now with their roster. I mean, it's not. I don't think they've played like a really tough team yet. They played. If the Bulls have 2 wins, they definitely played the Bulls. No, they only have 1, but oh yeah. They lost to the Bulls and the Magic a couple times. And I believe, did they lose to Charlotte? Maybe. Yeah, they have 2 wins. That would make sense. But the point is, Washington is losing, and they're not losing to great teams. So you gotta clean this up if you're Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. And I get that they haven't had Rui Hachimura, but that's a problem. If you have one guy go down on the Washington team and you can't compete to win, well, they probably can't compete, but if you can't win without you can't win consistently without one of your top 5 players, then sorry, I don't think the Washington Wizards would be going anywhere. Detroit 0-4, not going to spend time. They have a trash roster. It's atrocious down there. Expected to have a bad year. But Toronto, disappointment to start the season. I don't know what's happened, and I don't know if Serge Ibaka was that guy for them, but they've been disappointing to start the season. Chicago, same. I mean, they had one win. I believe they had a good win last night. Well, not last night, but I wish I had Safari down here so I could just... Cam, peace out. Thank you for watching in a respectful manner. I appreciate that a lot.